Morning friends, in today's class we are going to see about DC motor working principle and its types. What is DC motor? So it is a device which converts our electrical energy to the mechanical energy. As controversy with your DC generator, it will convert electrical energy to mechanical energy. But in the case of DC generator, it will convert mechanical energy to electrical energy. So it will produce torque as a output, as a mechanical energy output, it will produce torque. So this is about the working of the DC motor. So on what principle DC motor is working? When the current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a mechanical force. That mechanical force is nothing but a torque. Okay. So how the current carrying conductor is producing the torque? So for that current we want to pass it to the conductor. For that we are using the permanent magnet actually. So as they said in the video, actually that permanent magnet will be used in the for battery applications. For small torque produced applications, they'll use the permanent magnet. For remaining application, they'll use the windings, field windings. That field winding will produce the flux. Okay, then the armature winding plays a role of the current carrying conductor. So here the armature plays the role of the current carrying conductor because the armature is connected with the DC power source. So through the DC power source, it can be excited so that the armature will become current carrying conductor. So whenever the current carrying conductor is placed on the permanent magnetic flux or permanent magnetic field, it will produce a torque. Next, we want to find out the magnitude of force experienced by the armature conductor. That is nothing but force that has been experienced by your armature current carrying conductor, F equal to BLI. So here B is nothing but magnitude of the flux density, and L is nothing but the active length of the conductor. I is nothing but your magnitude of the current which is carried by the conductor. So the direction of rotation of motor. How can we find out the direction of rotation of motor? Because there will be some torque. So how can we find the direction of the rotation? Direction of the torque means we can go for the Fleming's left hand rule. So the Fleming's left hand rule says that. So the here if we are keeping our the left hand like this means the index finger represent the magnetic field and the middle finger represent the current direction. So if so, the thumb finger represents the motion of the conductor, that is torque motion it will shows. So meanwhile we should keep all the fingers right angle triangle with each other. Example of the direction of the rotation of the motor. So we will see some cases for the how we are using the Fleming's left hand rule to find out the direction of the rotation of the motor. So here I have placed in the case 1 I have placed south pole here and north pole here. So always you know that the flux will pass to from north pole to south pole. Here I am placing the conductor. So this cross represents the current direction. So current direction towards in. So if the cross is represent the current direction is towards into the paper. So if I'm keeping my left hand index finger towards the flux direction and the current direction towards in means the force of the that is force created across the armature will be in the this direction. So that has been represented by your thumb finger. So kindly you apply the Fleming's left hand rule and find out the armature torque direction in the armature. So in case 2, I'm just changing the current position. So here I have represent the dot. The dot represents current is coming out of the paper, that is towards the user it is coming out. So if I am applying the Fleming's left hand rule means here the force is towards this side. Okay, so in this case 3, I have changed the poles, that is permanent magnets poles. I have changed the position. So here again the current direction is towards in towards the paper. Okay, now the force the direction is like this. So in fourth case, if I'm changing the current direction alone. If I'm changing the current direction alone means the force direction will be like this. Okay. If I want to change the rotation of the motor, so I have two possibility. One is I want to change the direction of current of the armature conductor. Either I want to change the current direction or I want to change the direction of field winding. I can change. So by these options, I can change the rotation of the motor in back EMF. Once motor starts rotating, the conductor will cut the magnetic flux produced by the field winding. So according to the Faraday's law of induction, there will be a EMF like a DC generator. So that EMF is called back EMF. So due to generating action, due to the armature rotating action, there will be some EMF. That EMF is nothing but your back EMF. Why it is called back EMF? Because it opposes the supply voltage. So it opposes the supply voltage. So it is called a back EMF. So as like your DC generator, the back EMF formula is same. So it is pi P N Z divided by 60A. Here pi represent the flux density and N represent the speed of the conductor and P represents the number of poles, Z represent the number of the conductor, A represents the number of parallel paths. So this is the equivalent circuit of the DC motor. So this armature is represented by like this, and here this rectangle represent the brushes of the armature. Here back EMF is induced, so back EMF direction is like towards up, and resistance. This RA armature resistance is connected, that is in series with your armature. Okay, so, but the armature current is like in this direction. So it going towards armature. Okay, but in the generator it will go coming out of the armature. It is going in towards armature here. So you have to represent like this. The equivalent circuit of the DC motor you have to represent like this. So now you can apply the KVL to this loop. So if you are applying KVL, the supply voltage equivalent to RA into IA plus EB plus V brush. So this V brush is because of the resistance across your brush, but it can be negligible. Next is the type of DC motor. So as we have seen in the DC generator, so again the DC motor is classified into self-excited, separately excited. So the self-excited is again classified into series type and shunt type and compound type, and compound type again classified into short shunt and long shunt. The same thing we have seen in the DC generator too. So let us see in detail. First one is separately excited DC motor. So what is separately excited DC motor? Our this is nothing but your field winding. This field winding is separately excited through the external DC supply. So that's why it is called separately excited DC motor. So here this one represents the armature. So across the armature there will be some back EMF. So that direction is represented here. Here this red color square box represents the brush of the armature and armature current here, and here the terminal voltage V. So if I am applying here the KVL, so in order to find a voltage current relationship, if I am applying KVL here, my V equal to what? V equal to EB plus RA into IA plus B brush. But here V brush is already, as I told, it is negligible. Shunt wound motor. So shunt means my field winding is connected in parallel with my armature. So this shunt wound motor comes under the self-excited. So self-excitation means it will not depend on the external source. So it will excited by its own. So through the armature flux there will be some residual flux. So through that flux, it will excite itself. Okay. So if I'm applying KCL to this node, so what is the current? So IL equal to IA plus ISH. That is the total current here. Load current equal to armature current plus shunt current. That is the current across the loop. And if I'm applying the voltage KVL to this path, again the same. So V equal to EB plus IA into RA plus V brush. So here V brush is neglected amount. So I have skipped that V brush. Wound motor. So in the series wound motor, my field winding is connected in series with my armature resistance. As I know, so if I am connected as in series, the current will be same. So ISC, IA and IL are same because all are connected in series. In series circuit, always the current will be same. Okay. So if I am applying the KVL to this loop in order to find my voltage current relationship, V equal to EB plus IARA plus ISC RSC plus then V brush. Okay, but here ISC and IA is equal. So if I'm taking I as a common, so RA plus ISC. That's it. Compound wound motor. So first one is long shunt compound generator. So in this long shunt compound generator, so compound generator has both the windings, but that is series winding as well as the shunt winding. Both the windings I am having. So here my load current equal to, if I'm applying KCL at this point, my load current equal to ISC plus ISH. Okay. So from this I can find out what is ISH. So ISH nothing but here this current. So that current is equal to the voltage across this path, that is V, across this path, this loop, that is V divided by RSH. Okay. So if I'm applying KVL to this node, this loop, that is the second loop. So V equal to, as always we know, EB plus IARA plus ISC RSC plus V brush. So here you compare ISC and IA is series, in series with each other. So if I'm taking IA common, RA plus ISC plus V brush. Okay. So short shunt means that the shunt resistance is in parallel with only the armature, not with this RSC. That is series winding. It is not in parallel with the series winding. It is only parallel with the armature. Okay, so you compare here. So my IL equal to ISC because these two are in series. So IL equal to ISC. Then if I'm applying here KVL, if I'm applying, so my V equal to EB plus IARA plus ISC RSC plus V brush. So here I have applied the loop. Sorry, in the loop one, if I am applying means V equal to EB plus IARA plus ISC RSC plus V brush. That is the equation. So from that equation, I can find out what is ISH. So here they have find by solving this equation, we can find out what is ISH. Okay, so these are the types of the DC motor. So in this I have provided all VI relationship. This VI relationship used for the uh, solving the problems. So you have to remember the circuit as well as the VI relationship so that you can easily solve the problems. Thank you.